Yo, what's up guys? So today I'm headed out to Kissimmee with Jack so I can pick up an engine. I'm picking up an engine for the MR2 here, so if you've been on my Instagram you already know what engine that is. But yeah, so today we're picking up a Silvertop 4AGE 20 valve engine for this MR2, and then we're gonna tear it apart and get it all ready to be refreshed, and then we're gonna put it in the MR2. Of course not today, but over the course of the next couple weeks. So stay tuned and let's get to it. Alright, so we picked it up. I broke the distributor like an idiot. That's my fault. I think I got 2 more at the house. Word of advice, don't lift it by the distributor. But yeah, we got it. She's secured. He said it's got a blown head. Yep. Well, doesn't look too bad. He said it's got a blown head gasket, but that doesn't even look too bad. So we'll get it back to the house, unload it, and then break it down tomorrow after work. Alright, car's all moved. Got back from a little trip with Jack last night. We went out to Kissimmee and picked up an engine. Now, if you're on my Instagram, you know what engine I got. I know I say that a bunch, but really, if you're not following my Instagram, you should go follow my Instagram. The link's down in the bio. I update on there like all the time, so if you want to see what's going on between the videos, go over to my Instagram. So yesterday I picked up a 20 valve 4AGE from Toyota Trueno, or yeah, Toyota Trueno, whatever it's called. This thing I picked up for 400 bucks. He said it's got a bad head gasket. Now, he did not say that it's got a bad head gasket because it overheated. He said it has a bad head gasket because they used a TRD 0.8mm head gasket. However, since I'm taking it apart anyways to change the head gasket, I'm going to take the head over to the machine shop and have them do the works on it, plane it, and get it all ready to go back on the block. So it's not going to matter anyways. So I'm going to tear the engine down here in a few minutes after I get it on the engine stand when Tyler gets here. And then after that, we will assess what we're working with. So let's get to it. Here's the cam. These things look amazing. All these lobes look fantastic. There's no scarring in any of these. is really good. Alright, so the head's all cleaned off. And by cleaned off, I mean all the bolts that I can remove are removed. Anything that can fall off the head has been removed. And it's all ready to go over to the machine shop and get the bottom planed. So I cleaned the head all up, or the block all up. Cleaned off each piston. So it's looking pretty nice and fresh. It's almost ready to go back together. But first, we gotta get this snapped bolt out of here. And then clean up the outside of the block. So now that I got the oil pan mating surface and the head gasking mating surface all cleaned up, those two parts should be good. So now we're gonna pull out this snapped bolt right here, and then the block will be good to clean up and paint and get all ready to go back in the car. So, progress. So you guys know last night I took all the valves out, along with the springs and retainers and the valves and all that stuff. I started cleaning off some of them. Still got to do the rest. But I have the head here soaking in my parts wash, so I can get that all cleaned up. So I let this side soak overnight, and then I came out this morning and I flipped it. So soon here I should be able to pull it out and like scrub off all the grime and all the BS that's left on here, and then clean the combustion chambers and all that. But yeah, I really like this parts wash. It works pretty well. Here's the information for it. I think generally people just buy these and then fill up their actual parts washer with it, but this stuff evaporates pretty easily, so it's cool to just keep it in the bucket, and the bucket's big enough that I can fit mostly anything that I need to put in here, as long as I can just, you know, flip it over and put the other side in. So I'm gonna let this soak a little bit longer and then clean it up, and then take it out and clean it up more. So because most of the video has been a time lapse, let me explain to you guys what exactly is going on here. So I bought the 20 valve Silvertop 4AGE that's over here, and the gentleman told me it had a bad head gasket. So I pulled it all apart, and when I pulled it apart, I noticed that the exhaust side in the torque sequence bolt number 1 didn't have the amount of torque on it that any of the other bolts had on it. And then when I pulled it all apart, of course I saw where the water and the coolant and the oil mixed, but there's no break in the head gasket. The head gasket's perfectly intact, so it would appear that either the head was severely warped, or they just didn't do the torque sequence properly or enough, or they reused their bolts, or something happened and they basically just destroyed their good head gasket. So I pulled it all apart, and I took the head to the machine shop and I got it planed just to make sure it's level, because I'm not really trying to play those games. And then I pulled the head all apart to clean it, so you know it kind of like while you're in there kind of thing. So I pulled all the valves out, I pulled the springs out, the retainers, all that stuff, and I'm just waiting for a gasket kit to come in the mail so I can redo the valve seals and then put the head back together. Once I put the head back together, the ARP head studs should of course be here by then, so then I can, you know, put the whole engine back together and then paint it and etc. So while I wait for all that stuff to show up for this engine over here, I'm going to start prepping the engine bay on this car for paint. Now eventually I do want to paint the entire car, but the car needs body work before I can like paint the outside of it. Like if you look here, there's this little thing right here, and then over on this side it would appear that body work has already been done and they kind of did a bad job, so that's gonna have to get redone. I'm definitely gonna get the over fenders, so this doesn't matter so much. But then up along the roof, this is pretty bad, so I definitely don't want to just like not take care of that before I paint the car. But I do want to paint the engine bay before I stick the engine in there, because that doesn't have to come out for me to paint the car. So I'm definitely gonna start working on that here in the next couple days, because you know, like I said, I have to wait for the stuff to show up for the engine. So you know, I'm gonna end the video here, and that should give you guys some stuff to look forward to, because I know the content's been a little sparse lately and I haven't really been diving into anything specific in terms of my projects. I've just been buying cars, but I have a vision and a plan, and now we're working towards those goals. So you know, if you want to follow me over on TikTok, it's the same name, Dabitat of course, and then I'm over on Instagram under Dabitat, and I upload over there because there are other outlets to drive traffic to the YouTube channel. So I post there a lot more frequently because it takes a lot less time to create a small video or take a picture and upload it there and then push the people over to YouTube. So you can find more content there, you can find more day-to-day stuff there. And yeah, so you know, ultimately the goal is to be uploading here every other day, or you know, a couple times a week, because I do want to do this consistently. So you know, I appreciate all the support, of course, and you know, everybody that subscribed and likes the videos and comments, like I really appreciate that. It keeps me motivated to make videos, and yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.